Page 30, 4-beat alphabet. Now we start reading the music. So let's take a look at page 28 because we got some stuff on there we need to know from now on forever and ever and ever. At the top of the page on page 28, we have a thing called a staff. A staff, simply put, is a group of 5 lines. That's it. They've even numbered them for you. Isn't that nice? First line, second, third, fourth, fifth line. I don't know that the numbers help any, because the lines really aren't numbered, but there's just know there's 5 lines. I usually go lower, and then lower middle, middle, upper middle, and top, or something like that to identify which line I'm talking about. But if you want to call, I don't say line 4 or whatever. I've never used those numbers as reference, but if you want to do that, I guess it's up to you. Just know if you're talking to somebody else, they may not understand what you're saying. In the middle of the page, they introduce the grand staff. It's actually the lower half of the page. A grand staff consists of 2 staves, sometimes 3, mostly 2 staves. They're connected with a vertical bar at the beginning that goes through both staves, that connects them together, and they have a curly brace in front of them. And it's really the curly brace that identifies it as a grand staff. The vertical bar that connects them tells you you're going to do the notes, the stuff in both staves at the same time. You got to read both staves at the same time. I'll give you a moment to recover if you need. It's not that hard. We'll get there. But that's a grand staff. Any instrument that has a lot of notes, like a harp, organ, piano, whatever, might use a grand staff. On page 29, they're introducing the clef signs. First one they show is the bass clef. It's also known as an F clef. Keep that in mind. The other one is the treble clef. It is also known as a G clef. The purpose of the clef sign is to tell you where the notes are, what the name of the note is on the staff. Because if I take a group of 5 lines and I want to write a C, I could write the C anywhere on the staff. But I need some symbol that tells you where the notes are. And that's what these clef signs do. Doesn't make a lot of sense right now, but it will. I mean, they sort of show it at the bottom of the page, where they're giving you all these whole notes and all these notes. We'll look in the middle of this. I'm at the bottom of the page here with all these notes. Look in the middle of it, and you'll see a note between the staves on a little line called middle C. You know where C is on a piano, I hope. It's the lower of a group of 2. C, okay? There's only one middle C, but there's a lot of C's. Only one middle C. And that's the C that's basically in front of you on the keyboard. In front of you would be this one. It's not in the middle of the keyboard. That's not why it's called middle C. It's sort of in the middle. It's close, but not there. It's called middle C because it's in the middle of a grand staff. And they show it here kind of nicely. When the line goes through the note like that, we say the note is on the line. If it's in a space, we say it's in a space. On a line or in a space. That's your choices. That's all of these notes are either on a line or in a space. And middle C is on a line in between the staves. It's in the middle of the keyboard, middle of the grand staff. And that's this note on the, you can figure out all these other notes by going up or down from there. However, we use the clef signs. Look at the upper clef sign, the treble clef sign. You see where it is. You see where the curve is toward the bottom of that. There's a little, it curves around toward the bottom of the clef sign. The line that goes through the middle of that curve. The next to the bottom line, it's a G. That's why I say the treble clef is also known as a G clef, because it's telling you where the note G is on the staff. It's the next to the bottom line. And it is the G above middle C. So middle C is here. So we go up to G, D, E, F, G. So it's this G on the piano. So when I see a note in the music on that line, I'm going to play this G on the piano. These other G's, no, those are other notes. Not this one, we're on this one. And the bottom staff, you see the line that goes through where the 2 dots are. There's a line going through the middle of it. That's an F. Remember, I said the bass clef is also known as an F clef because it points out where F is on the staff, and that's the next to the top line. It's the F below middle C. Middle C is here, so you go down to the F. B, A, G, F. Here. So we got these notes here. All the other notes are in relation to that. You don't really have time to be counting up and down finding the notes. You need to memorize what the notes are as whenever you can. There are aids to help you learn the notes. You're welcome to use whatever you feel you need. You can Google or search on learning written music, how to memorize notes. They'll give you all kinds of helps on memorizing the notes to learn them. I don't think you need to know them all right now. You need to know what we're going to use for page 30 and so forth. You need to know those right now. You can learn the others later. Now on page 30 at the top, they introduce you to the 4/4 time signature. The time signature is the thing in music that tells us how many counts a note gets. See, in the previous lesson, we did beats. So a quarter note would get a beat. We were pretending a quarter note got a beat, but we don't know how many beats a quarter note gets until something tells us. Well, it's the time signature that tells us. The top number tells us how many beats are in a measure. Remember, a measure is the distance between these vertical lines, these measure lines or bar lines. That space between them, that's a measure. The top number tells us how many counts or how many beats are in a measure. 4/4, there's 4 of them. The bottom number tells us what we're counting or what gets a count. And 4 stands for quarter note. So 4/4 time, there is the same as 4 quarter notes in every measure. Same as. So now we can count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm counting quarter notes. The warm-up, I'll leave that up to you. I don't like warm-ups. Let's look at the bottom of the page. We have some music. Not crazy about it, but they're using it this 4-beat alphabet. 4 beats is 4 beats in a measure. Alphabet, because that's what we use, just A through G alphabet going up. And they've got, starting at A, they give you the names of the notes in the music. As far as learning the names of the notes, as I said, I'll leave that up to you. Look up the other aid. There are aids to help you learn the names of the notes in the music. I don't feel like I need to repeat everything that is already available to you out there. You go find it. It's there. But we have an A, and you go up the alphabet then. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C is how it repeats. Okay. Quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Half note gets 2 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the counting, the rhythm. And then in between the staves, they give you the numbers for the count. And as far as which finger you use, they're saying use third finger. I'm saying use any finger you want. There's nothing special about third finger. If you want to use third finger, that's fine. I think I was using index. You can use little finger, thumb, I don't care, whatever. Just use a finger. It's okay. Now at the bottom of the page, they point out what an accent mark is. It's a little sideways arrow. There are other symbols for accents, but this is the most common. Sideways arrow, it's either above or below a note. For piano, an accent means play the note a little louder. And they have, you notice here, the first note in every measure has an accent. Play it a little louder. That's an accent. How much louder? A little bit. Yeah. Other instruments can do a true accent, and a piano can't. So we just play the note a little louder. So let's play 4-beat alphabet together. You go through and you learn it. Make sure you can play it okay. You should have it memorized because it's pretty simple here, in my opinion. Let's play it together. I do these play with me sections in the videos so you can check. Are you playing the same note I'm playing when I play it? That way you have the right notes and the right rhythm. And that's what we're trying to double check. If you had a teacher and you played a wrong note, they'd tell you. But if you're by yourself and play a wrong note, how do you know? Well, do the play with me and check it. That's how you know. Now I'm going to give us 4 counts because there's 4 beats in a measure. So I'm going to go 1, 2, ready, go. That's 4 counts. Use any finger you want. I don't care. 1, 2, ready, go.